Hi cuties, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another what I spend in a month. Today we're going to be talking about what I spent in October, and honestly I'm feeling pretty positive. I feel like the last couple what I spend in a month I have not been feeling really great, so I'm really happy to report that I have some good news to share. I also have my Starbucks with me. I got an iced coffee with milk with 2 pumps of sugar cookie syrup. The sugar cookie syrup is so delicious, so I highly recommend trying it. The sugar cookie oat latte is a little bit too much for me, so I like just getting the syrup. This is my hack for all Starbucks holiday drinks. They're also really jacked up in prices, so get a latte or an iced coffee with milk, or I also like getting an Americano misto and just add the syrups in. So we've got this. I've got my computer and my phone in front of me so that I can call out the totals. And before we jump in, I'll just tell you a bit about how I'm feeling money-wise. So I feel a lot more positive this month simply because I was able to invest quite a bit this month. And if you have been watching my channel, you know that investing is really important to me, and investing as much money as possible, as young as possible, is a huge priority for me. And some months I'm only able to invest $500, and honestly even that I'm very proud. But my auto investments currently are set up where every time I get paid, which is every 2 weeks, $250 goes into investments. So at a minimum, I invest $500, but every month I always try to increase this significantly. On months where I just have my regular full-time job income, I'm usually able to invest maybe an extra couple hundred or up to 500. So usually my investments sit between 500 and 1,000. But this month I was actually able to invest $3,000, and that was because I got a paycheck from a brand deal that I believe was around $2,000 or a little bit over $2,000. And I have to put away some of that money for tax right away, but then I was able to invest the rest of it because I don't rely on my brand deal income to pay any bills. So I try as best I can to invest any of that additional income. If you haven't watched my videos before, I am an influencer. I'm a micro influencer, small but mighty audience on Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube. And I don't do that much influencer work. Honestly, this year has been pretty slow for me, but the last couple of months have been pretty good. And brand deal payments are also very delayed. They'll usually come 1 month, 2 months, sometimes 3 months after you do the work, which is kind of a nice surprise because you kind of do it and then you kind of forget about it. And then when you get paid, it's a nice surprise. So anyways, so I got that extra check, so then I was able to invest $3,000, and I just feel so proud. I'm pretty sure that that's the most that I've invested in 1 month this entire year, and it will definitely be the most. Actually, I was gonna say it will definitely be the most that I'll be able to invest this year, but I actually don't know because I actually have 2 outstanding payments that are of a similar size that if they come in November or December, I could be investing quite a bit. So hopefully we'll have lots of good investments coming up. So let's get into what I spent. It was a pretty average month, I would say, definitely not the most that I've spent. So anyways, I felt pretty good. If I was able to invest $3,000, I honestly don't even really care how much I spent because again, my priority is my investment. So if I'm able to do that, perfect. The months that I spend a lot, let's say I spend $5,000, which is a lot for me, and I'm only able to invest $500, that's when I get kind of down on myself because I know that some of the things that I didn't need, that weren't necessities, I could have invested. But you know, the point of doing these videos is to show a realistic look at my finances as a regular girl. I'm not perfect. This is not so much this is what you should do. It's more in the spirit of transparency and just talking about it. So anyways, let's get into it. So what did I spend? So in October, I spent a total of $3,745. So going through the totals here, rent and home expenses came to $1,025. Groceries were $4.82, which is like pretty reasonable, but that's a little bit high for me, but it's because we did a Costco run. Beauty was $4.76. This is very high for me, and this is because I spent like $400 on a facial. It was like a facial and a laser treatment, and I'm gonna be totally honest, I didn't realize it was gonna be this expensive, so I definitely had sticker shock. I was really happy with the results, but that is not something that I can do probably ever again. So my beauty budget was quite high, but because I spent so much on that, like I didn't get my nails done, I didn't do like really any other beauty stuff. I guess there was like a handful of things above and beyond the 400, but I really cut back because I was like, hey, that's like my one beauty thing, you know? Subscriptions, phone and internet was $3.25. I'm glad actually this month Mac and I did something where it'll come into effect I think in November, but we actually canceled our cable, and the cable was like maybe around 100 a month, so for each of us it was like 50, but we never used it, and I wish we would have canceled it a long time ago because we've been paying that for like 3 years. But it's really, when you are looking at your finances, like look at those recurring monthly payments, because that's what's really gonna make a difference. So I'm really glad that we made that decision, and our internet is going to be, like we used to have cable and internet combined, and now we're just paying for internet. And then we obviously have Netflix that we pay on top of it, and that's where we watch our stuff. And I have HeyU as well, and so that's why we canceled our cable. Restaurants and takeout was $300. This was a little bit high for me, but there was a couple reasons why that would have been. Like when I went to Banff for the work conference, I did cover some of my meals. So coffee and alcohol, $2.69. This is also a little bit high, but when I have a busy month, like my coffee budget, like most of this is coffee. When I have a busy month, my coffee budget is just through the roof because I'm always buying coffees out. I also bought some coffees like for some friends. I don't know. It is what it is. Entertainment, $2.40. This is a little bit higher than usual as well, and this is mainly because I bought two things, or I pre-bought two things. I bought Nutcracker ballet tickets that I'm going with Mac's mom and Mac's brother's girlfriend, and we're going in December, but we bought our tickets in October. And then we are also doing a cooking class with Mac's family for the holiday season. We always do like an activity together. Sometimes we go to a play. What else have we done? We mainly usually go to a play, or like go to the ballet. No, I think, anyways, I'm really excited to do this cooking class, and it was like $125 per person. It's at the Cookbook Co, and we pre-bought our tickets there. So that was mainly the entertainment budget, and then I think maybe like a movie or something. But I've been actually trying, or not trying, I'm okay to spend more in the entertainment budget because I am trying to do more things than just staying at home and watching TV or going out for a drink, or like I just feel like there's other things that I could be doing that are like enriching. And so honestly, the entertainment budget, like that's cool with me. Health, $217. That's pretty low for my health budget, honestly. I'm totally fine for it to be higher because it's like my health. Health is wealth. Gas and Uber, $163. That's kind of high for me. I wonder why. Oh, I think it's because I was in Vancouver and I took multiple Ubers. That makes sense. Clothes, $160, not too shabby, and gifts, $88. All in all, like a pretty balanced month. Oh, the light is about to really change in here, I can just tell. So my total was $3,745, and then I also invested $3,000, which I am so proud of. So let's go through my expenses, and I'm gonna call out anything that is kind of like out of the ordinary or anything that I just wanted to talk through. Okay, I went to the dentist in October, and I think that my benefits with work cover 80% of dental, so I paid $60 on top of that. I'm very grateful to have benefits, and again, I'm so happy to spend $60. Like, your dental health is so important, and I I would pay whatever I needed to, honestly. I know that a lot of people that don't have benefits and maybe they're self-employed, I know that it can be a really hard decision for them to go to the dentist, and sometimes they even avoid it. I have friends that have been in that position. And so anytime I go to the dentist, even though I hate going to the dentist, I always just try to come back to like a gratitude mindset where I do feel very lucky that I have benefits and access to like a dentist, and it's just, it's good. It's good. I bought 2 sweaters from H&M in October. One of them is actually this one. I bought the same sweater in 2 colors. So I have this cream one and then I have a gray one. I've already worn them so many times and they were about $30 each. So I'm trying to get away from H&M and Zara, and it's just so hard. That's a conversation for another day, but that was some of the clothes that I bought. Mac and I went to the movies. We saw Oppenheimer. It was very good. So we got like our tickets and some movie snacks. Movie snacks was $16 for my half. I've been doing a monthly donation to the food bank of $10. If you have the means, I would highly recommend setting up an automatic donation to a charity of your choice, because then you don't have to think about it, and they rely on like monthly donations, and a lot of people they'll do like one-time donations like during the holiday season, but I think that it's really important, even if it's really small, like $10. I'm hoping to increase it, and I can afford to increase it. I just kind of like put this $10 on, and when I don't notice it, then I'm gonna switch it to like $20 and like just kind of go up from there, because and if you're in Calgary, the Calgary Food Bank is amazing. I have volunteered there before, and I saw a stat that families are waiting 14 weeks for an emergency food hamper, and that just broke my heart. And I thought like, oh my gosh, that is just unacceptable. And there's so many people around the city that could pitch in like $10 a month, and we could really make a difference. So I will put a link to it's very easy to set up, and I even have it on my credit card, and so I don't have to worry about like the money not being in my account. It just comes off my credit card. So I'll put a link to the Calgary Food Bank that you can set up an automatic donation. It's really quick to do, and the thing with monetary donations is that the food bank is able to buy $3 worth of food for every $1 that you donate, because they have like connections and they get a discount. And so yes, donating actual food items is great, but if you're able to just give money, it actually is like 3 times better than you donating food. So just wanted to call that out. That was something I recently started. I think like I've been doing it, maybe this is the 3rd month or maybe the 2nd month. I like recently started doing that. Yeah, I went to Vancouver for a little weekend trip, and I did a 10K race. It was really fun, and I did it with 2 of my coworkers, Manny and Vern. And just some expenses from there was like, I took the SkyTrain, that was $8. If you're ever going to Vancouver, the SkyTrain like takes you right from the airport right downtown, and it's really affordable. I got sushi one time in van, it was $23. I took an Uber to dinner to meet my coworkers, was $15. We had dinner at this really nice restaurant called Lula's Greek Tavern or something like that, and it was $40. Then we went to get ice cream, it was $7. Then I took another Uber, $16. Here's the thing, like Ubers, when I'm in somewhere like Vancouver and I'm alone, like my priority is for me to be safe, so I'm more than happy to spend on Ubers. We had brunch after the race, and that was $45. I bought, what did I buy from Skims? Oh, I bought little like boxer shorts for $60, and this was because I was just walking around one day and I went into Holt's, and I have similar shorts and I really like them, so I bought them for myself as a little treat. And then I went into Aritzia and I bought a tube top that I have in pink, and I just bought it in black because I thought that I would wear that a lot. Like I honestly wear my hot pink one a lot, and it's hot pink, so I figured that I would wear my black one. So I got that, and it was $42. I got Skip one night when I was in van. I got it delivered to the hotel, and that was $32. I took an Uber from the airport in Calgary back home because Mac was not available, and so that cost me $44. What else? There was 2 instances where I bought coffees for myself and a coworker, and each instance was like $15, $20-ish. I got sushi delivery. Mac and I got sushi delivery one night, and that cost me $38. Honestly, food delivery is so expensive, and I really need to cut back on that. If I'm being totally honest, when Mac and I first moved in together, we used to get Skip like multiple times a week. And then we realized that that was a big problem. So we really cut down. And now I would say we usually get takeout maybe like once a month, which is a lot better than it used to be. This month, I guess I got takeout like twice, like one in Vancouver, one in Calgary, which again isn't horrible, but I want to start like ordering and going and picking up the food because then you don't have to pay for delivery. Anyways. I started, okay, this is a little bit controversial, but I started paying for Meta Verified. So that's $20 a month. Do I want to be paying $20 a month for it? No. I did it, and I don't know if this is like silly and I might not keep up with it, but my job is, I'm a social media director and I'm also like a content creator. I just thought that like this was, it's almost like a business expense, you know? It's like, I feel like it legitimizes my presence online. So I just got it, and we'll see if that's gonna last. We got flowers for Mac's brother's girlfriend for her birthday. My half was $26. I filled up on Nespresso pods. That was $80. Nespresso is expensive, but I guess it's not as expensive as getting like a coffee out. So, and I really like Nespresso. Like, I love my Nespresso machine, and I feel like it does allow me to save money in the long run. So my facial and IPL was $397. I don't really want to talk about that. I loved the results, but very pricey. Reloaded my Starbucks card with $40. I think I ran through this really quick too, because I think I did this right before I went to Banff, and I treated some of my coworkers to Starbucks like a couple times when we were there. So I think that's why my coffee spending was high. And honestly, we got like breakfast sandwiches and stuff in that too. I bought a wrap for lunch in Banff at the Banff Springs Hotel one day. It was $17. We took the bus a couple times in Banff, and that was just like a handful of dollars. The cooking class that I mentioned was $126. A little bit pricey, but it's a whole experience. And then you also get a meal, and I think you might get wine with it too, so all good. I spent $52 on a baby shower gift that I'm actually going to this afternoon. I split that gift with another coworker. I bought some home stuff from H&M Home, and I spent $97 on it. It hasn't come yet, so I'm gonna show it in a vlog when it comes. It's really cute stuff, and it's just like a couple of little things that I'm trying to elevate my space a little bit, and H&M Home just has amazing stuff. So, and $97 for what I got is like not very expensive, so definitely keep an eye out on the vlog if you wanna see what I got. My monthly phone bill is only $58, and we love that for me. It got reduced quite a bit when I got my new phone. I also love my new phone. She was pricey, but she is amazing. It's a 14 Pro Max. I think they stopped selling these, which is weird, but it's really good. Oh, Mac and I split the cost of a big tub of protein powder, and holy shit, I had no idea that protein powder was so expensive. My half was $91. But it's tasty and it'll be good for us, and it's so big that it's gonna last us forever. Our energy bill, my half was $130. Another thing I don't want to talk about, our energy bill has been through the roof, and I just don't know what's going on, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, everything else was just random purchases, just groceries, coffees, you know the drill. So yeah, I am gonna take this win for this month and just say, good job, Mel, for investing so much money. Let's try and keep it up for sure. Another thing that I did this month money-wise, if you're Canadian, there's a new account called the FHSA, First Time Home Buyers Savings Account, or something like that. I should really know this. And it's a tax-free account that you can invest within, kind of like a TFSA, and it's just new this year. And I don't know yet if like buying a house is in my future. Like Mac and I have been talking a lot about this, and there's just a lot to consider. But if you're Canadian, even if you're like don't know, you should open up the account this year so that you can get like the room, because I think it's like $8,000 that you get in your first year, but if you wait until like next year, then you'll just get next year's like $8,000 room. But if you open up this year, then you'll get $8,000. Next year you'll get like $16,000. And I did put like $500 in it, and I don't know if I'm gonna be like building that up, but it is a great new account and it can help you with buying your first home. So definitely check that out if you're Canadian. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and hopefully for November my spending is reasonable. However, I do have my car insurance due, and that is $1,600. So if my spending is super high in November, just remember that a lot of that will be my car insurance, but we'll talk about that next time. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd love to have you. I'm out here just like on my YouTube grind. I usually do a weekly vlog, a weekend vlog, and then monthly what I spend in a month. So I would so appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. I've been keeping track of my growth, and this year I've actually grown 40%. Like I've grown my subscriber count by 40%. It's still like very small, but I like to look at sort of like the percentage growth, because sometimes I can look at my number and be like, oh, it's not that many people. But then when I think about how much I've grown from the beginning of the year, I get really happy. So if you could support my growth, if you've made it this far into this video and you haven't subscribed to me, please, please, just do your girl a solid and subscribe. And I hope that I will catch you in my next one. Okay, bye.